We're happy you're here. Only today on Real Videos.
Marihugh team of 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐞.
Teaches anything, we never ever learn. I've been talking in my sleep, walking in so deep, looking for love. Tell me, when will this man end? Jerusalem. Change for the better by far. It starts within your heart. I've been talking in my sleep, walking in so deep, looking for love. Tell me, when will this man end? Jerusalem. Jerusalem. You will come again and you'll take me away. I can't wait for that day. I've been talking in my sleep, walking in so deep, looking for love. Tell me, when will this man end? Jerusalem. I've been talking in my sleep, walking in so deep, looking for love. Tell me, when will this man end? Jerusalem.
Basically, Dick, I am illiterate here. I have no idea. I don't understand drag racing. Can you explain, like, from the front all the way back? Just explain this and how it runs, why it runs.
Well, basically, we're on a front engine or rear engine type automobile. It's on a 280-inch chassis, all tubular.
Totally tubular?
All tubular chassis, and it's what they call a top alcohol dragster.
As we have established, I am kind of an illiterate concerning these top fuel eliminators and all. What exactly is this here? Is this like ejector seat if you get too fast or what?
This is the brake.
Brakes are important.
Yeah, brakes are important. This shuts off the fuel. When you get to the end of the run or you have emergency, that shuts off the fuel. This shuts off the motor. That shuts off the computer. This is second gear, and this is third gear.
So you're shifting with your thumbs.
Uh-huh.
That's incredible.
These are the parachutes.
Oh, where's that? Oh, right here?
Right here's
So you basically don't want me to pull that right now?
No.
Okay, you know, I have skydived before, so I know how to do that. Would you rather I didn't do that, though?
No. You skydive, I'll play with this.
Hey, are you ready to go? Turn down on the GTO. Come on, let's all jump in. Gonna take this car for a little spin. Oh, hear the motor hum. We're gonna ride to the endless summer sun. Winds blowing through my hair. The sky is blue, I haven't got a care. Feels so good and free, just like God said next to me. Oh, don't you feel it too? You gotta know that it really must be true. That God make the bird above, the sun is shining here, you can see it's pretty clear. God make the bird above, and it's high and riding on, and out of any flash. God make the bird above, that's good, let it down, let it give you a Hey, it's an open road, got the street lecture on my radio. The whole world has got the song, just can't help but sing along. Oh, can't hold it in, feel like it's time to open up to you. God, let the bird above, the sun is shining here, you can see it's pretty clear. God, let the bird above, and it's high and riding on, and not many flash. God, let the bird above, lemonade and apple pie, you got no reason why. God, let the bird above, let's put the pedal down, let it lift you on the ground.
How long will it take you to get from the starting line to the finish line?
Approximately 6 O's, 6 10s. 6 seconds is about the max.
And how much does that translate into in miles per hour?
About 225.
So that's probably faster than I can go in my little Honda Civic,
I
right?
sure hope so.
How fast do you plan on going today?
At least 220.
At least 220. Now, I just talked to Mac Attack up there, and he says easy 225. Can you beat him?
Really? Well, we'll try.
Now, how fast are you planning on going today?
Oh, 220.
220? Now, I just heard that that Mac Attack went 225. Think you can beat him?
Yeah, he's tough, but we can run just as good.
You know, the top speed I've heard so far, people are saying they're going to try to go for 225. Can you beat that?
225 is realistic.
Okay, give me what your top speed is going to be today, right now. Make a prediction right now.
222 and a half.
222 and a half. Not quite as fast as like old Mac Attack, huh?
We'll be a little bit behind Mac Attack.
Now, why is that? Can you give me an explanation?
Cubic dollars.
So basically, it's a money factor, not like you have a smaller lead foot than him, right?
Oh, I got plenty of right foot.
Get up, try and find a way. We will find a way today. You try and find a way. Get up, drink up in the sky. Sit down, listen to the sound. Fill up, stand on holy ground. Look up, the train's up in the sky. Drink up in the sky. Can you feel it? Drink up in the sky. Can you see it? Drink up in the sky. Look up, look up. Drink up in the sky. Sing out, tell my people stories over Jordan. Sing out, all children of the land. All the land, see the land of Canaan. See the rose of Sharon. Look up, trains up in the sky. Look up, trains up in the sky. Get up, try and find a way. We will find a way today. You try and find a way. Get up, drink up in the sky. Sit down, listen to the sound. Fill up, stand on holy ground. Look up, the train's up in the sky. Drink up in the sky. Can you feel it? Can you drink up in the sky? Can you see it? Can you see it? Drink up in the sky. Look up, look up, drink up in the sky.
does this entire vehicle cost to make at home? Like if I wanted to go home and make one this afternoon, how much would it cost?
Okay, well, the engines themselves are worth between $25,000 and $30,000 complete. The car itself is worth close to about $50,000. But the problem is not that, it's the spare parts. You have to have a couple of engines. You have to have 2 or 3 of each. Rear end, you've got to have extra tires. You've got to have 3 or 4 blowers. In other words, the maintenance on the car is the big angle.
How many horsepowers are involved in
They
this?
say there's 4,000 horsepower in one of these motors. We do like 0 to 100 miles an hour in less than a second.
Rick, I noticed they got you all strapped in and everything, but I also noticed that in your seat there's like 0 cushion at 200 miles an hour. Are you thinking about your bottom or not?
No, you don't even feel it.
It's like flying, for example. People think that's a normal thing to do, to go out to the airport and go out to the airport. Go out to the airport. Go out to the airport, get on an airplane, and go somewhere. Do you realize what you're doing? You're getting in a hollow metal tube with wings on it under the command of a complete stranger. You're letting this guy take you to 35,000 feet and travel in excess of 400 miles an hour. That's like saying, strap me to this bullet and send me home. It's a dangerous and weird thing to do. I travel 385,000 air miles a year. I got so many frequent flyer points, I got an upgrade on the space shuttle, you know what I'm saying? And they say things on the airplane that's supposed to make you feel better, like, fasten your seatbelt in case we have an accident. Well, I know if we're falling out of the sky from 35,000 feet at a 70-degree angle, heading straight for the ground, and I know we're not going to miss, it's going to make me feel a lot better to know that I got my seatbelt on. Hey, nothing to worry about. I'm strapped into this wreckage. I'm just sitting there sipping my Coke. The guy next to me's going crazy. Aren't you afraid? Why, no, ma'am. I have my seatbelt on. And have you ever heard this one? Well, the cabin has been pressurized for your comfort. In the unlikely event that we should lose cabin pressure, a compartment directly above your head will open and an oxygen mask will fall from the ceiling. If this should occur, please extinguish your smoking material, reach up and grasp a mask, pull it to the full extent of the plastic tubing, which will start the individual oxygen flow. Then place the gold cup over your nose and mouth, adjust the elastic band to fit your head, and breathe normally. Fat chance. You've fallen out of the sky from 35,000 feet. You're at a 70-degree angle. You're headed straight for terra firma. Now some mercy comes into the situation. The air gets sucked out of the airplane, and you got a chance to pass out before you hit the ground. But the airline wants you to get everything you paid for. So they save your life. This little panel opens up, this little mask falls down, but because you're at a 70-degree angle, it doesn't fall straight down in front of you, it falls out here somewhere. And you can't reach it because you got your seatbelt on.
You're about to go 200 miles an hour. What's it feel like?
Exciting. I can't wait for the moment. I worked all night for this moment. That's exactly why we do it. This relieves my stress. I leave work to come out here to relieve stress. So to me, this is like a kid having a Christmas. This is my Christmas. Merry Christmas.
We're rolling here, and I just didn't understand a word he just said. Today, Lori went 274 miles an hour, faster than I can even blink, but she says she can go faster. How fast have you ever gone?
The fastest I've ever gone is 287. So hopefully, I don't know that we'll go that fast this year because they put some restrictions on the cars, but we'll run in the 280s.
Don't you hate that? They restrict the car. You can only go 275. What do we have here?
Top fuel dragster.
And how fast exactly does this top fuel dragster go?
The best we've run is 4.93 seconds elapsed time for the quarter mile and a little over 291 miles an hour.
291 miles an hour. Also, we saw on your car the sticker Races for Christ. How does that work into your race car driving?
Well, I was raised in a Christian family, and when you become involved in this sport at the level that we are involved in it, we're at the racetrack most Sundays. So therefore, it takes out the chance of going to any kind of organized church. And Ken Owen and the people at Racers for Christ have a great thing going, and it's a non-denominational service, but it's really nice. And he's really good about coming around and talking to each of us on a personal basis and helping us. And it helps me get through a lot of the problems that I have to face here at this racetrack. Unfortunately, there's a lot of pressures that don't have anything to do with the way this car runs or who I have to race against. And it helps me kind of put things in focus as to what's real important and what's not.
As the racing's finishing up today at the Winter Nationals in Pomona, California, we just want to take this moment to say thanks for joining us today on Real Videos. And we want to remind you that even though the world is full of evil, wicked, mean, and nasty things, there is good in life. And there is hope in life. And that hope in life for you is Jesus Christ. As we talked to Eddie today and Lori, who talked about Racers for Christ and how Christ makes a difference in their life, Christ can make a difference in your life too, simply by asking Him to become your Lord and Savior and admitting that you're a sinner and saying, Jesus, come into my heart. You too can experience an exciting life full of love and joy and hope and excitement. We got a lot of excitement today in the drag racing, and you can have excitement too. Just ask Jesus Christ to be your personal Lord and Savior. Thanks again for joining us today on